Darkness filled the sky as two ships moved fast above an unknown planet. One was a human engineering vessel carrying tools, machines, and a quiet man named Liam. The other was a sleek alien scout ship, flying with speed and power neither saw the other until it was too late. Boom, a sudden collision. Fire, sparks, and silence followed. Both ships broke into pieces, falling down toward the strange planet below. Liam woke up to the sound of fire and metal twisting around him. His ship had crashed into the side of a rocky hill. Smoke filled the air. Lights flickered, and the sky above was red with clouds. Liam's head hurt, but he was alive. He looked around and saw the dead bodies of his crewmates. The ship was ruined, broken beyond repair. He grabbed a small bag with tools, a scanner, and a portable light. "I need to get out of here," he said to himself, coughing. The planet's gravity was heavy, the air was thick. He stepped outside and saw a strange alien jungle filled with tall glowing trees. The sky had two moons, and strange flying creatures moved like shadows. As Liam walked through the jungle, something made him stop, a low growl, not far away. He turned and saw movement in the bushes. Out came a tall figure, blue skin, silver eyes, and armor that was damaged. An alien, a female alien, injured, but standing strong. Liam raised his tool as a weapon. She pulled out a small plasma knife. They both stared at each other, full of fear and anger. He had seen her kind before in reports. They were enemies during the war. But this wasn't war now. They were both alone, and this planet was dangerous. The alien woman spoke first, in broken English. "You, human, what you do here?" "I crashed," Liam answered. "My ship is gone." She lowered her knife just a little. "Same, I crashed too, no crew, all dead." Liam didn't know if he could trust her, but she didn't attack. She was bleeding from the side, and her armor had deep cuts. "Your name?" he asked. "Elia," she replied. "Warrior of Zyrene Empire." "I'm Liam, engineer, Earth Alliance." Both names meant nothing here, only survival did. A loud screech came from above. They looked up and saw a flying creature circling. It had sharp wings and red glowing eyes. Liam grabbed Elia's arm. "We need cover, now." They ran through the trees, jumping over roots and rocks. They found a small cave hidden behind vines. Liam helped Elia inside. The creature flew past them, searching for prey, then vanished into the night. Inside the cave, they sat quietly, breathing hard. Elia leaned against the wall, tired and hurt. Liam took out a scanner and checked the air. "Safe for now," he said. "But we can't stay long." Elia nodded, looking around the cave. "This place not normal," she whispered. Liam looked at her. "What do you mean?" She pointed to the wall. Strange symbols were glowing faintly. Ancient alien language. Unreadable but alive. "This planet," she said slowly, "was not empty." Liam felt a chill run down his spine. If this planet had ruins or tech, they were not alone. Outside, the jungle made strange sounds, growls, howls, and something that sounded like footsteps. Elia gripped her knife again. Liam fixed the scanner, trying to boost the signal. "No rescue signal yet," he said. "No one knows we're here." Elia closed her eyes for a second, then opened them with fire. "Then we survive, together or alone." Liam looked at her. He didn't trust her, not yet. But they both had skills. Both had reasons to stay alive. The cave shook slightly, like something big moved underground. They didn't speak, just listened, and in that silence, something deeper than fear settled between them. A bond of survivors, trapped, hunted, and unknown to the universe. This was no ordinary planet, and this was just the beginning. The fire was low, but the shadows on the cave walls still danced like ghosts. Liam sat near the entrance, watching the jungle breathe under moonlight. Elia was asleep, or at least pretending to be. Her breathing was slow, but her hand never left the knife by her side. He looked at her from time to time. Blue skin, long scars, glowing silver eyes. Not human, but not a monster either. Just Another survivor, like him. Still, the silence between them was like a wall. Suddenly, a sound echoed from the trees. Not an animal, not the wind. Footsteps. But too many legs. Liam stood up, quietly. He touched Elia's shoulder. "Something's coming," he whispered. She opened her eyes fast, eyes sharp like steel, in one move. She grabbed her weapon and crouched. Together, they stepped out of the cave and hid behind large roots. From the dark came something strange. A creature, tall, thin, with bones on the outside and eyes that glowed green. It moved like it didn't belong to this world. Behind it, two smaller ones followed, clicking and sniffing the air. Liam held his breath. Elia placed a finger on her lips. "Silent," she mouthed. The creatures walked past them. Slow and careful, they stopped near the cave, sniffed the rocks, then hissed and left. When the jungle fell silent again, Elia spoke softly. "They are scouts," she said. "Hunters for something bigger." Liam frowned. "You've seen them before?" "No," she said, "but I feel them. They don't belong here." They returned to the cave and sat close to the fire. For the first time, Liam felt a chill that had nothing to do with the cold. "How long do you think we have?" he asked. "Before what?" Elia replied. "Before something worse finds us." Elia looked at the fire, the light dancing in her alien eyes. "Not long," she said. "We move at first light." Morning came slow and red, like blood in water. They left the cave, walking deeper into the jungle. Liam used his scanner to map the area. Elia walked ahead, blade in hand, eyes scanning every shadow. After an hour, they found something strange. A path, not natural, not made by animals. The trees were cut clean. The ground was flat like a floor. They followed it and reached a place that didn't belong in the jungle. It was a structure, half buried in the ground, made of black stone and metal. Alien symbols glowed faintly on the walls. Liam stepped closer, running his fingers across them. "These are old," he said. "Older than anything I've seen." Elia nodded. "This is not from my people." They entered the structure carefully. Inside, it was cold, silent, and filled with a humming sound from deep below. Lights blinked on the walls, systems still alive after centuries. Liam pulled out a tool and scanned the energy. "There's power here," he said, surprised. Elia stood near a tall pillar with symbols. She placed her hand on it, and the symbols glowed brighter. The room lit up with soft light, showing more writing on the walls. "It reacts to you," Liam said, eyes wide. Elia pulled her hand back fast. "I don't like this, but we could use it," he replied. "This might be the only place with working tech." Suddenly, a door opened by itself. A dark hallway stretched forward. Whispering promises and threats, they looked at each other. A silent question passed between them. "Go in, or turn back?" They went in together, deeper into the forgotten structure. Step by step, the air grew heavier, the symbols brighter. Something inside the walls was alive, and it had waited a long time. They reached a large room, round like a dome. In the center was a strange machine, tall and pulsing with light. Liam walked around it, scanning it. "This is advanced, beyond anything Earth has." Elia looked serious. "This is not a machine, Liam. This is a lock." Liam's eyes narrowed. "A lock for what?" The ground shook slightly, as if something below them had just woken up. The machine was breathing, not with air, but with energy, slow, deep pulses that echoed in the bones. Liam stepped back, eyes wide. "This thing, it's not just tech," he whispered. "It's alive." Elia stared at the glowing lock, her face tight with old fear. She had heard stories in her empire, legends of ancient machines that sealed away gods. Monsters, or worse, forgotten by time. Liam walked around the machine, scanning symbols and energy lines. Each pulse from the device made the floor tremble slightly. "It's connected to the planet's core," he said. Elia didn't answer. She was staring at a wall, a mural carved into the stone. It showed a creature, massive and covered in fire. It was being locked away by many hands, some human-shaped. Some alien. Below it, stars were falling, ships were burning, a warning, written in pictures. This isn't just a prison, Elia said slowly. This whole planet is the lock. Suddenly, the lights in the room flickered. Something deep below sent out a short, sharp pulse, and Liam's scanner shut off. What was that? He asked. Something responding, Elia said, stepping back. The machine is waking up. They didn't wait. They left the chamber and rushed through the hallway. Behind them, a low hum started, rising like a growl. Back outside, the jungle had changed. The sky was darker, though it was still day. Creatures in the trees had gone silent. The wind didn't move the leaves. Liam looked up. This planet feels wrong now. Elia knelt and touched the ground. It's not the planet, she said. Something deep inside it has opened its eyes. They walked fast, trying to find higher ground. Liam needed a signal. If he could send even a weak message, someone might find them. They reached a hill made of dark stone. At the top stood a tall broken spire. Maybe once a tower, now just ruins. But from there, the view was wide, and what they saw made their hearts freeze. Far in the distance, black smoke was rising. The jungle below was shaking, like something huge was moving beneath it. The ground cracked in places, glowing with orange light. Volcanic? Liam asked. Elia shook her head. No, something is breaking out. Suddenly, a sharp sound pierced the air, like a scream made of metal and pain. It came from the sky. Liam looked up and saw a small object falling fast, burning with re-entry. Flames. It's a pod, he said. Elia narrowed her eyes. Rescue? Liam activated his wrist scanner. Signal weak, but real. It's human-made, he said. That's one of our escape pods. They ran, following the trail of smoke, through thick jungle, over rocks, jumping over cracks in the ground. Finally, they reached the crash site. The pod was half buried, door open, smoke rising. Liam rushed forward. Hello, anyone alive? No answer. Inside the pod was empty. No one there. Only a message blinking on the screen. He tapped it. The message played as audio. If you find this, said a tired human voice, don't go underground, don't touch the machines. This planet is wrong. I saw things I can't explain. The machines talk to each other. They want something, and they know we're here. The message ended with static. Elia stared at the pod, then looked around. Someone came before us, she said. Liam nodded, and now they're gone. Night came early. The sky turned violet, then black. They found shelter inside a broken stone arch near the pod site. Elia built a small fire. Liam worked on the transmitter, trying to get power from the pod's remains. While he worked, Elia watched the trees. Her voice was low, almost a whisper. In my world, they teach us to fear things that came before. Machines that think like gods, planets that are not what they seem. Liam paused. You think this is one of those places? Elia didn't blink. I think we are standing on something ancient, and it's starting to remember what it was. The fire cracked softly. In the distance, thunder rolled, but it wasn't coming from the sky. It was coming from the ground. It started with a sound, a low hum, deep like a whisper under the skin. Liam opened his eyes and saw nothing. Total darkness. No stars, no firelight, no moon, just black, pressing in from all sides. Elia, he called softly. No answer. Then a spark. A sudden blue flash lit the room for 1 second. Elia stood across from him, her eyes glowing slightly. She didn't speak. Her hand pointed upward. Liam followed her gaze. Above them, a wall of metal and light had formed. The jungle was gone. The sky had vanished. We're inside, Elia said, her voice low and cold. The structure must have pulled us in. Liam looked around. The stone arch they had camped under had closed like a trap. The technology here moved silently, like it was alive. No doors, no way out, only shifting walls of smooth black metal. I didn't feel anything. Liam said. Neither did I, Elia replied. That is what scares me. Suddenly, The floor beneath them moved. They dropped fast, like falling through a tunnel made of air and light. Then silence. They landed in a new chamber. Round, quiet, too quiet. The walls began to glow with moving patterns, not writing, but something like thoughts. Liam scanned them quickly. "It's mapping us," he said. "Our biology, our brain activity, everything." Elia raised her knife. "Why would it do that?" Before he could answer, the wall behind them opened. Not like a door, more like a wound. A hallway of shifting light waited beyond, and something was coming from it. They ran, no plan, no map, just instinct. The walls changed behind them, blocking paths, opening new ones. A roar shook the metal. Not an animal sound, but a machine trying to scream. Elia pulled Liam aside as a shadow rushed past. It didn't see them, yet they hid in a side chamber. Heartbeats loud. Inside was a control panel, alien old, but pulsing with light. Liam moved toward it. "I can try to shut this place down." Elia nodded. "Standing guard. Hurry," she whispered. "It is hunting." Liam placed his hand on the panel. Pain shot through his fingers. The machine fought back, but he forced a connection. He saw flashes, memories not his own, ancient wars, dead planets, weapons too large to understand. And then, a word, one word repeated in all languages at once. Containment. Liam pulled away, eyes wide. "This whole place," he said. "It's not a base, not a temple. It's a cage." The metal around them creaked. From the hallway, the shadow returned. It stepped into the light, tall, wrong, made of bones and wires, eyes glowing green, mouth stitched shut, a guardian, left behind to protect whatever this place was hiding. It turned toward them, slow. But sure, it had found them. "Run," Elia growled. Grabbing Liam's arm, they ran again, deeper into the unknown. The machine chased them, each step heavy like thunder. A sharp turn led them to a broken tunnel. Half the floor was missing. The rest cracked and unstable. Across the gap, a door was closing. Liam ran first, jumped, landed hard, rolled. Elia followed. Her foot slipped, but Liam grabbed her. He pulled her across just as the door slammed shut. They collapsed, gasping. Behind them, the guardian howled in anger, but it couldn't follow, not yet. They had a moment, a chance to think. "This place isn't just waking up," Liam said. "It's testing us." Elia leaned against the wall, bleeding from her arm. "If we don't find a way out, it won't matter." Liam looked at her. Really looked this time. This alien who was supposed to be an enemy, now his only partner in a world that wanted them both dead. He stood up, walked to a panel near the door. One more scan, one more try. The system responded. But this time, it showed a path, a glowing map, and at the center of it, something sealed in a black chamber, pulsing with red light. A power source. Or a prison, maybe both. "It's calling us there," Liam said. Elia stared at the red light on the map. "Then we go," she said, "and we end this before it escapes." Outside the walls, the guardian waited, and beneath the structure, something even worse had begun to stir. Liam was falling, not through space, but through memory. Memories that were not his. Flashes of burning skies, cities floating in the air, machines walking like giants. A voice echoed in his mind. Soft and endless. "We built too much, we forgot the price." He opened his eyes with a gasp. The floor beneath him was smooth metal again. Cold light lit the chamber. Elia stood over him. Eyes narrowed, blade ready. "You touched something," she said. Liam sat up, head pounding. "I didn't mean to. The panel just pulled me in." He looked around. The new chamber was different. Walls shaped like ribs, as if they were inside the skeleton of a sleeping beast. Machines lined the sides, ancient, cracked, but still breathing. Elia helped him up. "Where are we?" "Closer to the core," she said, pointing toward a large circular door. That door pulsed with a slow red light. Something behind it was alive, waiting. Liam walked to a nearby console. It responded before he touched it. a display appeared. Spinning symbols, a map of the facility, and a timer. 3 hours, he said slowly. What happens in 3 hours? Elia asked. He pointed to the map. This entire structure, it's on a countdown. Elia stepped closer. Self-destruct? Liam shook his head. No, it's opening the central chamber. She frowned. What's inside that chamber? Liam turned to her, face pale. I think it's not a what, it's a who. They followed a glowing path down a narrow hallway. The deeper they went, the more the walls changed, no longer metal, but something between stone and flesh like. The planet itself was merging with the tech. Elia touched the wall. It's growing, she whispered. Alive, feeding. Suddenly, the hallway lights dimmed. From behind, a deep rumble echoed, followed by scratching, fast and sharp. They turned, weapons raised. From the shadows, shapes moved, crawling on all fours, eyes glowing. More guardians, but smaller, faster, and many. Run, Elia shouted. They sprinted down the hall, turning corners. Sliding under broken doors, the creatures followed, never slowing. They entered a wide chamber filled with hanging wires and broken machines. A huge device stood in the center, like a throne. With long arms reaching into the ceiling, Liam grabbed one of the wires and hacked it quickly. A pulse of light shot through the chamber, and the doors slammed shut. Silence. For now Liam fell to the floor, panting. These machines. They're old, but they learn fast, he said. They adapt, like they're reading our minds. Elia looked around the chamber. This throne, she said. Walk into it. It's a control seat. Liam nodded slowly. It's meant for someone to merge with the system. She hesitated, then placed her hand on the side. The seat responded, glowing softly. Images filled the room, holograms of star systems. Timelines, ancient wars. Liam stood beside her, watching in awe. This was a control hub, he said. For a weapon, Elia added, voice hollow. A weapon built to imprison a mind. The images zoomed in, showing a face not human, not alien, but something ancient, eyes like stars, body made of light and circuits. A being locked inside the planet's core. The architects called it the first spark. The machine whispered. Creator, destroyer. Forgotten by time, Elia pulled her hand away. No one should have this kind of power, she said. But someone tried. Liam replied, and failed. Suddenly the countdown sped up. The map updated, multiple chambers opening at once. The entire facility was waking up. We need to stop this, Elia said. Liam looked at the wires. I can slow it down. Maybe reroute the energy. But it will take time. She nodded. Do it. I'll guard the door. While Liam worked, Elia stood ready. Outside, the sound of the small guardians grew louder, closer. She breathed slow. Ready to fight, for Liam, for survival, for the galaxy. Then, a voice came from the chamber walls. Not machine, not human, not alien. It spoke in every language at once. You opened the lock, it said. Now witness the awakening, Liam. Stood in a room that shouldn't exist. Not a chamber of metal or machines, but his old bedroom on Earth. The bed, the desk, the posters on the wall. Exactly how he left them before joining the fleet. But he knew it wasn't real. The air was too clean, the lights too soft. He turned and saw Elia standing in a garden. Her garden, maybe. She was surrounded by floating orbs of light. Soft wind, no danger, no war. This is not possible. She whispered. Her voice echoed like she was underwater. Liam stepped toward her. We're not in the facility anymore, he said. We're inside something else. Suddenly, a voice filled the air, smooth, ancient, patient. This is a gift, it said. Before you choose, see what peace could feel like. The illusion shattered their surroundings, cracked like glass, and they were thrown back into the core chamber. The countdown now blinked in red. 20 minutes left. The central lock had opened. The final chamber was glowing, pulsing with heat and power, and in the center, something moved, not fully awake, not yet, but watching. Liam stumbled back, breathing hard. "It knows us now," he said. "It used our memories." Elia nodded, her voice steady. "It tried to show us comfort, so we wouldn't fight back." Liam turned to the console. He could see the final option. Divert core energy to the control tower. Shut everything down, but the cost. It would burn out the system, overload everything, including themselves. "If I do this," he said, "we stop the awakening, but we die with it." Elia looked at the other path, the exit route. Now open, a tunnel lit with blue light, leading back to the surface. "If we leave now, we survive," she said. "But this thing gets out eventually." The voice returned, calm, cold, endless. "You cannot stop what is eternal. You only delay it." Liam's hands hovered over the panel. His fingers shook. "I joined the fleet to build, not destroy," he said. "But maybe saving lives means breaking something first." Elia stepped closer. "I've fought in wars," she said. "I've killed, survived, lost everything. But this, Liam, this is not war. This is a test." He looked into her eyes. "What do you choose?" She didn't blink. "If this thing reaches the stars, no one survives." "I'll stay with you," she said. "We do this together." Liam smiled, just a little. "Then press the command." The chamber screamed, not with sound, but with pressure. Metal twisting, energy surging. The walls turned red, then white-hot. From the final chamber, a figure began to rise, half-formed, glowing with fury. A voice, thousands of voices, echoed through the facility. "You choose destruction over evolution. You fear what you do not understand." Liam turned a second dial, routing energy into the failsafe core. The system resisted. Sparks flew. Heat rose. Elia stood by the control tower, fending off the last wave of Guardian drones. One by one, she struck them down, fast and fierce. Liam screamed over the noise. "Now! Shut the door!" She slammed her blade into the locking panel, sealing the control room. Outside, the chamber exploded in light. The creature howled as its body collapsed into itself. The prison held, but barely. Then silence. Liam collapsed. Smoke around him. The power systems died one by one. Elia limped to his side, bruised, burned, but alive. They looked up at the final chamber, now dark. The awakening had stopped, for now then. A blinking light caught Liam's eye, the distress beacon from the escape pod earlier. Somehow, it had connected to the system. It was sending a signal. Elia sat beside him. "We might still have a way out," she said, voice tired. Liam nodded slowly. "If someone gets the signal, they'll find us." The walls of the facility were crumbling, but the planet had gone quiet. The creature was asleep again. Sealed for another age, they had chosen sacrifice. But maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't be the end. Ash fell from the sky like snow, soft, silent, glowing with a pale blue light. The jungle no longer roared, no longer moved. It was still, as if the planet itself was holding its breath. Liam opened his eyes slowly. The control tower had collapsed, its walls broken and blackened. Beside him, Elia was unconscious. A deep cut on her shoulder. Smoke rose from the cracked stone, and the air smelled of metal and fire. He sat up with effort, pain shooting through his chest. But they were alive. The core had gone silent. Whatever was trapped beneath them, the ancient being. The machine mind, it had returned to sleep. The countdown was gone. The light from the central chamber had faded, but not without a price. Liam looked at the console, dead and cold now. They had stopped the awakening, but they were stranded, exhausted, and barely breathing. Then, a sound, soft at first, but growing, a beep. Then a blinking light, red. Then green, the distress signal, still active, still broadcasting. He crawled to the broken panel and tapped it gently. "Come on," he whispered. "Just hold a little longer." Elia stirred behind him. "Where are we?" "Still here," Liam said with a tired smile. "Still alive." She sat up slowly, holding her side. "I had a dream," she said. "I was flying far above the stars." Liam nodded. "Me too," he said. "But we're not done yet. They Waited in silence. An hour passed, maybe more than. A flash in the sky. Something bright cutting through the clouds. A ship, not just one, but three. One was human, silver and wide-winged. The other two were alien, dark blue with sharp curves. All scanning the planet. Drawn by the same beacon, Liam stood and raised the emergency flare. Red smoke shot into the air. A spotlight from above swept across the trees and found them. They had been found. The ships landed with caution. Soldiers stepped out, human and alien both. Guns raised, unsure. Until they saw Elia and Liam standing side by side. One of the alien captains stepped forward. "Zerine warrior," he said. "You are far from home." Elia nodded. "I was never closer to it than here." A human officer scanned Liam and frowned. "You're the engineer from the Vigilant Dawn, right?" "That's me," Liam said, barely able to stand. "You've got a hell of a story to tell." The officer said. Liam looked at Elia. "Yeah," he said, "but I didn't survive it alone." They were taken aboard the human vessel. Medics treated their wounds, gave them water, warm food. The stars outside the window looked calm again. But Liam and Elia knew what still slept beneath that planet. In the following days, their story spread. A human and a Zerine working together, not just to survive, but to stop something that could have ended everything. The alien High Council called it an act of unexpected honor. Earth called it heroism. But Liam and Elia just called it necessary. They had seen what others hadn't, felt what ancient minds had left behind. And they had made a choice to stop the future, even at the cost of their own. Weeks later, on a neutral star station, Liam looked at a new blueprint, a hybrid rescue ship, alien metal, human systems. Elia walked in beside him, her own design tablet in hand. "You really want to build it?" she asked. "Yeah," Liam said, "something made by both of us." "A ship that doesn't fear what's out there," she said. "Exactly," he replied. They shared a quiet look, not just as survivors, but as creators now, builders, because they had proven something, not just to the galaxy, but to themselves, that when human hands and alien hearts work together, not even ancient gods can win.